And it says we are live, baby. It's Thursday. I'm here. You're beautiful. That means, of course, it's time for GotBot Goes live. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, light them up, baby. Didn't want to do it tonight. And hit the notification bell. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that is in the description down below. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course, hit the join button, baby, right here on YouTube to become a channel member. All of that also in the description down below. A lot of news to cover tonight. Most importantly, the Haslab Victory Saber. We're going to talk about it because I've had some very strong thoughts, but the situation is different than what I thought it was. By the way, my camping trip last week was tremendous. We had a fun time. It was really busy. Even on Friday, we were very late in the day getting set up. And luckily, some of our friends kind of helped us get everything set up. You know, a tent doesn't replace a camper, but it was about as luxury as you're going to get with a tent. It was a good time. We enjoyed ourselves. And now this week has been very busy. Next week, life kind of gets back to normal, so to speak. Of course, a lot of content. I'm still working hard for you guys on a lot of things. Yesterday was episode 900, man. 900 of the true review. And we looked at a bunch of fan modes that you could try with your favorite characters in your collection. People really seem to like it. Hopefully we can do that again at some point. I'll have to wait until I kind of have people, send me images and I can amass a catalog of some more fan modes. So by all means, if you or anyone you know has some fan modes that they'd like to share, send it my way, man, so we could do something like that again. Some people said, hey, it's as simple as just kind of pausing the video on the fan mode I want to try and then sort of trying to get in that configuration. I've done it myself before. It's how I figured out how to do the lower wing configuration for God Ginrai, for example. So sometimes it's just you got to size it up, man. And when I learn them, I do try to show them in reviews, but the overview has been fun. I'm just going to get things set up here. Hope you guys are having a tremendous week yourselves. But you know, I always hope you're having a tremendous week, man. Happy Labor Day weekend up and coming, by the way. A long weekend for a lot of people, certainly in North America. I don't know about other areas of the world. I'm not sure how, I don't know if that's an international thing or if it's a North American thing or if Labor Day is different in different places. I've never really looked it up. I probably should. I should probably look that up. Become a little more worldly. Let's see here. That is a motorcycle. If you hear anything in the background, that right now is a motorcycle. We're gonna have fun here tonight. This is gonna be a good time. And of course, we have our trivia tonight. Actually, I'm going to do two trivia tonight. One is going to be very fitting. The other, of course, is sent to us by our buddy Dragonfly, who's still kind of dealing with some health stuff. So we're sending him the absolute best always. On Monday, the countdown is going to be the top 10 Decepticons, best Decepticons. We did Autobots this past week. By the way, I think I had said that by now I was going to have a review done of the Worlds Collide pack. Things changed just because my recording schedule changed. That's still up and coming. Patrons and channel members, they're going to get either probably tomorrow, if not on the weekend, but probably tomorrow they're going to get like my first impressions of the 4-pack, and it's mixed. It's pretty mixed. We'll see that, and of course, coming up now next week we'll do the full review of it, the comparisons with Optimus Primal, with a couple of Bumblebees, with the other Black Arachnia, and we'll see how my Fangry fares. So we're checking things out. Hey, Armor Convoy. Hey, Landon's Ultimate Toy Reviews. Hey, Cybercrutch. Slow DK. Hey, Ultra Megatronus. How am I doing? Busy. I'm doing busy. That's how I'm doing. Good, but busy. Let's see. Driving while listening to the stream. Hope it's good with you and your family. It's going pretty good, man. Going all right. That being said, the kids went to the dentist today, and each of them got a cavity each. Such is life, right? Let's see. Here, but mobile. That's fine enough. That's fine enough. Manitoba. Happy, just happy you're here, baby. Let's see. Me dropping in. Hello there. Hey, Blue Raccoon. Hey, Boss Gunny. Ultra Marcus. Happy you're here, buddy. Ooh, Earthrise Scorponok today. I love Earthrise Scorponok. Like, I really think he's tremendous. I love his solidity. I love his heft. I love the way his ratchets sound clonk, 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 and the way they feel clonk, clonk. He's definitely one of my favorites. I can't say anything else about it. He's somewhat simplistic. When you look at his, say, city mode, like it's not as splayed out as some of them, but there's something that I just really like about it and that I find absolutely charming. Really, really dig them. Congratulations on getting them. Hey, Jay. Via phone booth? That's kind of wild, Blue Raccoon. Hey, Maximal 10. Warren, my friend, I need you to send me a message, like somehow, some way, on one of the social medias. I want to talk to you because I missed something that you're entitled to as a channel member, and I need to talk to you directly about it. So I don't know, any of my social media, just pop me a DM somewhere. Happy birthday to Keanu Reeves. Okay, if it's Keanu Reeves' birthday, I guess. Who knew? Manitoba and I are listening in while he drives. Fair enough. We both like listening in. There you go. I always appreciate when the wife comes in. Look, I've always said, man, that when you're in this sort of fandom, or any fandom for that matter, it really helps if you have the support of your family. Luckily, here in our household, it's kind of a family thing. So I love to see families do it. It's the same thing with, say, the voting for the countdowns. There's one person in particular, and he and his daughter always vote. And I think that that's such a sweet thing, you know? I think that that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Okay, so I'm going to do one of our trivia right off the bat, and that's going to kick us off. Then we're going to get into the news next. So the first bit of trivia comes to us from our buddy Dragonfly. And in the episode, Fire in the Sky, there is an Autobot who is hiding in the snow as a snowbot, kind of like a snowman. Who is the Autobot hiding in the snow as a snowbot? Is it A, Blaster? Is it B, Sideswipe? Is it C, Sunstreaker? Or is it D, Jazz? In Fire in the Sky, who is hiding as a snowbot? Blaster, A, Sideswipe, B, Sunstreaker, C, or is it Jazz, D? I have a Jazz. I have Jazz there twice from Jay. Armor Convoy says Jazz. Ultra America says Jazz. Triple R says Jazz. Glad Triple R is here. He shared with me an update, by the way. Those of you a while ago may have noticed that I talked a little bit about doing an update to my custom Lio Kaiser. The guy who's working on that, I kind of get my information about that project from Triple R, and he gave us a little bit of an update this week that luckily I saw from Triple R, so that was great. Jazz. Yeah, you guys are right. It's Jazz, baby. It's Jazz, but that's only the first of our trivia tonight. Let's get into the news. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to save my thoughts about Haslab Victory Saber for the end of the news. We'll kind of try and get through the other things as quickly as we can. So, starting things off, Cyber Battalion 2-packs being done. There is an Optimus and Megatron one, and there is going to be a Bumblebee one. We have not seen an image of the Bumblebee one, so we don't know what that's going to be yet. But if you like the Cyber Battalion, Optimus and Megatron, cool. They're kind of Voyager-ish size. They came out in 2015, 2016. I think it was an economical line, but it was an okay line. Why they're being sold this way, and it looks like the packaging is very, how can I put this? Like Generation Selects type of style. Why they're doing this, I don't know. It's the weirdest set of 2-packs. But I think the Megatron was an all right tank. I think the posability was okay. The Optimus is, there are better Optimuses or Optimi. I don't know. Like it's a weird release, but they are coming out. Take that for what you will. If you like the Cyber Battalion and you missed out on something, cool. This is your chance to get them. What else do we have here? Character options. I think a company based in the UK is my understanding. They are known for kind of making 80s toys and very micro miniature type of things. They are now going to be doing Transformers. So far, I've seen Bumblebee and a Starscream. There are going to definitely be others. I also saw a Duke. Apparently, these are smaller even than the world's smallest transforming Transformers. I don't know if these transform, but these are smaller than the WST. So these are going to be really, really tiny. I'm not familiar with the company. Maybe some of our like UK friends here can tell me if they are familiar with it, but that's something up and coming. Speaking of kind of collaborations and whatnot, or licensees, Rubber Roads, I think. They're known for kind of making cosplay rubber ducks. They now have Transformers, so I guess you'll get like Mega Duck and, you know, like Duck Prime or Optimus Duck and Bumble Duck. Like I'm assuming that's what you're going to get from this. I could be wrong. I guess we will have to wait and see, but we're going to have products coming out from a couple of these companies that I wouldn't call them third party or anything. They are licensed, but it will be Transformers related merchandise. Somebody a while ago suggested, why don't you do a top 10 of top 10 Transformers merchandise that's not actually Transformers? I might do it at some point because you know there's been a lot of it and there's still a lot of it to come. We'll see. X-transbots showed off their Deathsaurus. Now it's only very early renders, but it looks tremendous. It's going to stand 14.57 inches or 37 centimeters tall. So it's going to be large. Like if you're familiar with, say, Supreme Class Primus, it's roughly going to be that size. It's obviously meant to be an MP scale. It's large. It comes with both of his breastmasters. It looks really impressive. I'm not surprised that we're seeing more product from X-transbots. They're becoming more and more prolific and doing better and better work. We'll see how well this actually turns out for them, but it shows great promise. Speaking of masterpiece, we saw the packaging for MP55 Nightbird Shadow. Not just Nightbird, Nightbird Shadow. I find that very interesting. I think that this is one of the weirdest masterpieces because the name is slightly stylized and she has an alt mode, which she didn't have in the Enter the Nightbird episode. So it's a weird one. She looks great, and I think she'll be pardon me, I kicked the table a little bit. I think she'll be a wonderful addition, but man, she's a bit of an oddity, I gotta say. In the MP line, she's a little bit of an oddity. Studio Series. Let's move to Studio Series 77 N.E.S.T. Bumblebee. This is, if you know the Jeep Bumblebee, the yellow Jeep Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. This is the exact same thing, except it's in gray. And I think his eyes might be green, if I'm not mistaken. It comes with like a little running figurine. It's faceless. I don't know why they always do these things faceless. It's wearing a hoodie. It was, I feel like, originally released with Human Alliance, maybe, and it's supposed to be Spike Sam Witwicky. I think it's been used as actually Spike before, and this time around it's supposed to be a N.E.S.T agent. What N.E.S.T agent is faceless and wears a hoodie? I don't know, but apparently it's supposed to be N.E.S.T agent with N.E.S.T B. If you think that that's good value, cool. I haven't liked the Studio Series B molds. If you do, and you want a gray version of the Jeep one, cool. I've heard a couple of people say that they want to get the gray version and use it as a base and paint it different colors. Yeah, I mean, you could. There's no reason why you can't. It's good for that. Kang Toys showed off their Razor Claw, who is going to be the head and upper torso of their Predaking. They have done a very highly stylized Predaking with a lot of angles and a lot of presence and a lot of character. The functionality has been very interesting, with the transformations being a little bit of a bear sometimes. I think Razor Claw is the biggest departure. If you didn't tell me it's Razor Claw, I would never in a billion years guess it. I would say that's a cool lion guy. Very stylized. I would like to see the upper torso mode. I would like to see the Predaking head. I would like to see the lion head on the chest, just to see how stylized this Predaking is going to be. But does it look good? It looks tremendous. Do I think Kang Toys is doing something very interesting here? Yes, very much so. We're inching closer and closer to being able to do that combined mode, but you still haven't seen it. For those who are in on it, I hope, man, I hope the payoff is there for you. I feel like the promise is there, and when I've seen reviews and stuff, I feel like it's well done and really, really interesting. I don't think it's the Predaking for me because I think it's going to be too big for my personal taste. And the 6th member is throwing me off a little bit, but we'll wait and see. This is very stylized, but looks very cool. It's very busy. I would like to know just how efficient and effective the articulation is. So I look forward to getting more information about this Razor Claw. He looks really interesting, but is he too stylized? We're going to have to wait and see until we see like reviews and kind of how he functions from there. But it looks really interesting. I'm going to check in with you guys before we kind of go on here just a little bit. Oh, I will say this. Target has a Bumblebee exclusive fig pin. Apparently there's a bunch of these fig pins. They're die cast. They're about 3 inches. If you want the entire set, you need the Bumblebee, and the Bumblebee is exclusive to Target. You gotta love exclusives, right? Right? That's what we're saying. We love exclusives, right? Yeah? Everybody loves exclusives? Yeah? Yeah. 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 Okay, let's check in with you guys. I know you guys have been talking here a bit. Let's check in with you guys. How far up do I have to go here, dude? Bunch of D's, bunch of Jazzes. That's where we stop with all the Jazzes. Let's see. Cyber Battalion, like the Jetfire I said months ago. Yes, but these aren't the like 10-inch Cyber Battalion. They're more like the 7-inch. And I don't know. Was the Jetfire Cyber Battalion or was he Authentics? Because they were 2 different lines, man. The Jetfire might have been Authentics. That's a bit of a different line. What bitter old man rant did I miss? You haven't missed any bitter old man rant tonight. As a matter of fact, I don't know if there's going to be one, Master Fire. I'm not sure if there's going to be one. For the record, I've always, and everybody knows, I've never liked Rodimus Prime. I was as shocked as anyone last week that the Rodimus actually is, by the numbers, by the math, he actually is Commander. Now, that being said, there is a caveat, and I didn't talk about it there because that was a really long, in-depth review as it was. It comes with a little bit of a caveat in that the trailer definitely could have been smaller. Could it have been small enough to actually bring him more in line with Leader Class? I don't know. But I do understand, and I agree with the idea that the trailer might be too big. But you know what? It is what we got. It's the way it's designed. It's the way it was released. Based on the way it was designed, based on the way it was released, the math works out that, you know what? We get basically double the mass, plus more paint, plus more engineering, plus more molded in detail. And it's basically double the price. Double the mass with more and double the price. The math works out. The math checks out for it. Whether now, we like the detailing or it should have been a trailer that big or whatever, that's the stuff that's subjective, right? Objectively, based on, the measurable metrics to the measurable metrics, yeah, it's a Commander. Subjectively, based on if that was the best design choices, well, that's going to be different for different people. But as somebody who's never liked Rodimus Prime, I like this Rodimus Prime. Like, I look at him and I think to myself, he looks like an Autobot leader. I know he looks old and grumpy and like, I'm not happy to be Rodimus, but like, he looks battle tested and worn. He looks like he's learned things. He looks like somebody that you would look to for wisdom and leadership. And I think it's the first time in all my years, second time in all my years that I actually found a Rodimus that I liked okay. Surprisingly, as much as I detest Unicron Trilogy, I do like that Rodimus Prime because he was more experienced. And I think that's what I need from a Rodimus. I think I need a more experienced, older, grumpy guy. I think that's what I need from a Rodimus. Let's see. Not Snowman Spike. Snowbot, there's a flurry and a hurry. Yeah. Hey, Marcus. You're going to get Star Saber. If he succeeds, it might mean a change, not much. What? Quactimus Prime. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I haven't addressed the Haslab Victory Saber yet, but we will in a little bit. That's going to come up at the end of the news. Hey, Big M. Waiting at the vet for my pup. Oh, I hope everything's okay, man. We had the Tessa Bear to the vet last week for a couple of booster shots. So I feel you. It's I hope things are okay with the pup. You know, from one pet owner to another. Best wishes. Mallartron. Mallartron. Oh, I like that. Quactimus Prime and Mallartron. That was the ducks. I like it. Bumble Duck. When I heard the thing about the ducks, it was like, what the duck, right? I like Quactimus Prime. That's a good one. That's a good one. I gotta say, Quactimus Prime is pretty good. If Star Saber succeeds, X-transbots is bringing it. It really is. X-transbots really, I really feel like they're trying to give fans toys a run for their money. There's interesting things going on there with X-transbots, and I don't know, like maybe it's just Keith saying, "No, man, I want to get back in the game," right? Since apparently it's KFC. Apparently it's the same thing, right? Let's see. I thought the weirdest one was the MP01 Ultra Magnus White Prime. I want that B. Firebite is working on a movie landmine head for it. Interesting. That is interesting. Nightbird Shadow has been her name in Japan for a good while now. Oh, okay. Well, that's why then, right? Because of the whole Japanese thing. Never mind. Burgundy Ghost, happy to see you here, buddy. You can have Bumblebee run over Sam. No, I could get behind that. Let's see. Masterpiece Jazz and SSB 74 had the same figure. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. It was so weird. I prefer having Devastator eating him. I was going to get that Cheetor this morning. Let's talk about the Cheetor for a second because this is the next thing up. So the Cyberverse Cheetor. Dig it. Actually, I know it's Cyberverse. I get it, but I think it looks really good. I think it looks a little heftier, a little more solid, to be honest with you, than the Kingdom one. It looks a little more bulky. If I had that, I would definitely have to do some custom work. Admittedly, the actual cheetah mode is a little rough. It's a little rough, man. I'm not going to lie. But overall, I look at that and I feel like it is still highly like posable. The articulation is there. And I feel like the way the joints and whatnot are done, it looks like it may have better longevity. It doesn't look as thinned out as the Kingdom one to me. I mean, I could be wrong, but it looks better. And for some reason, when all the armor goes on him, I get this vibe of like Tiger Hawk. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I can't tell you why. But when I see him with the armor bits on, I'm like, something there seems like a nod to Tiger Hawk to me. I think I actually like it. Honestly, I think I'm pretty impressed with it. I'll throw this out there as well now as well. Venus Terzo is going to be at TFCon in October. Man, TFCon is becoming stacked for October. I obviously can't go. Even if I wanted to, I don't have a passport. But I think they're really trying to stack it up where it's been so long since there's been an in-person thing. I don't know if I would have the guts right now to go to something like that. I really don't. But, I mean, they're stacking the deck, man. They are stacking the deck. Hey, Lee. Besides the gray sky over here, I'm always happy to be here. Yeah, some gray sky here today, too. Funny enough, those of us who are in Canada, and there's a few of us in Canada here, CBC, it is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. CBC has a show that's going to be coming on called Son of a Critch, about Mark Critch and him growing up in our province. Mark Critch is a comedian. Anyway, they were filming for the show today, like on our street and behind my house and stuff. It was a bit interesting, a bit weird to see. I saw, the way that kind of a television set works. It was interesting. Got to say, I'm really pumped for Victory Saber. I'm not even going to address anything about the Victory stuff right now. But I do like the series. I wish it was properly dubbed, honestly. Hey, Kane. Ooh, that jumped down there. Wow, that jumped down there a lot. Feral Rex. Feral Rex is an all right one. It wouldn't match for me either, and I don't really like the articulation limitations on Feral Rex. I get it. He's the king. He wasn't the one for me. The one for me right now, honestly, is still the Unique Toys Warlord. I could see wanting to replace him too. I don't think I've really gotten the Predaking that I'm totally happy with and that scales right for my collection. A lot of people have, and that's cool. And there's been a lot of great ones. Like Feral Rex is tremendous. I just don't think it's the right one for me, but he's tremendous. There's no doubt about it. Hey, Solid S. Always doing well, baby. Still waiting on the Worlds Collide to come to your target. I hope it comes soon. Hey, Crimson. I found a new Galvatron today with the correct shoulders. Cool. I think from here on out, the Galvatrons that are produced are going to have the correct shoulders. Doing well, Runus. I'm not talking about the Star Saber yet. We'll get to it. I'm not even talking about it. Like, I'm not even looking at the comments. So if you're putting comments in now about Star Saber, they're not going to go red. Or, yeah, Star Saber, they're not going to go red. Not until I get to it, because I want to deal with all that at once. So save them. If you got them, save them for then. I don't know if I'd say he's figure of the year for Rodimus, but he's up there, Jay. I would get Rodimus if he was cheaper. Maybe he'll go on sale like Skylinks. I mean, maybe. As we go down here. Hey, Bri. Hey, Devlin. As we go down here. And I'm going to, if I miss your thing or whatever, your comment or whatever, like, I apologize, guys. I'm just trying to get through it. What happened to third-party chug game? Right, Marcus? I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. Has anybody ever heard of punch, counter punch, Japanese or US is going to have both heads? I thought at first that was going to be the case, Ken. But I believe that you have to order one or the other, Japanese or North American. I could be wrong about that, and I haven't really been following it, but I think you're talking about the X-transbots one is what I'm assuming. I've heard that you're going to have to order one or the other. Hey, Demon. This is it, man. It's Thursday night, so we're doing the live show. Glad I could make it tonight just off work. Oh, that's good. Nice way, man. Nice way to head into the weekend, right? I don't know. I've never seen Venus, so I can't say anything about it. Everyone misses conventions. Oh, I've never been to a convention. I doubt I ever will be. It's just, I live on an island, man. Chilly today, warm tonight. I can't bite on the Haslab stuff. Oh man, waiting over a year for a hyped commander class, and they don't even charge you up. Front, and I'm good. The MP looks better anyway. That's fair, but like I said, I'm not really dealing with any of that. Hey, me slag. Hey, Nate. The N.E.S.T is interesting. I guess if you like the N.E.S.T, it's not interesting to me, but if you like the N.E.S.T, then cool. Ultra Megatron says, if I see Cyberverse Cheetor down here, I'll pick it up. But lately, the Cyberverse series has been very, how should I say, blah. I feel like Cyberverse is a line that came into its own far too late. I feel like a lot of people have given up on it before it kind of found its footing. And that's too bad, but I mean, it happens sometimes. Never been to one, was supposed to go to BotCon 05, but didn't pan out. That's too bad, man. I've always wanted to. It's just, it's not in the cards, right? Who would have guessed the grumpy old man likes the grumpy old Rodimus, right? Right? I mean, he is definitely the Rodimus for me. His frown and his scowl speaks to my soul, man. It really does. I used to go to the cons in Glasgow. Ugh, Glasgow. That place. Why I'm having such a hard time with it, I don't know. Last time was 2019. I think that was the last time for a lot of people. Met Mark Critch at a Janeway telethon several years back. Was a pretty cool guy. Janeway is a children's hospital here, for those not in the know. That's pretty cool. I prefer the Hasbro version over Feral. The Hasbro version was great. It was just too big for me. I didn't want him to be Titan size. If they took the Hasbro one and downsized it like they did with the Devastator, I might be all over it, to be honest with you, because I did think that was quite good. I really liked it. And we're going to go down here. And I know I'm missing some stuff. Me slag attacking a N.E.S.T. Me burned them after they attacked me. Wow, that's rough, man. Hey, Anthony. Top 10 GPS video will be shown on Sunday. Doing T-Formers Beast Wars month. You know what? Honestly, tomorrow. Anthony, I'm kind of glad you're here. I mean, you can let people know if you want, but tomorrow I'm doing something Beast Wars related, actually, and I didn't realize I was doing it on this Friday. So, I mean, you can do what you like with it, but it's going up tomorrow. Tomorrow we have my comparison of the Kingdom Beast Wars Scorponok to my custom original Beast Wars Scorponok. That honestly, part of the reason he's done the way he's done is because of Bacon from T-Formers. Segue into T-Formers. For those not in the know, Tformers.com is actually doing a month dedicated now to the anniversary celebration of Beast Wars. So if you're a Beast Wars fan, check T-Formers all month, because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on that's Beast Wars related, really kind of catering to Beast Wars fans over there. There's a couple of countdowns of mine that's going to go there. The GPS one certainly fits there. I had done like a top 10 Beast Wars episodes. I had done a top 10 characters. So they'll probably get highlighted at some point. And tomorrow we're going to compare the Kingdom Scorponok to my custom original Scorponok and see how that pans out. It was an interesting comparison, actually. It really was an interesting comparison. So all of that kind of, going on tomorrow and up and coming. Like I said, keep checking out. There's a lot of great content from a lot of great creators that's going to be part of the Beast Wars Celebration Month. Either one of us can post it to the anniversary sub forum once it's live. Right. You do that, because I have trouble enough even signing in on it. Like, I can't sign in on there on mobile. So I'm going to leave that to you, because that's way over my head. I just put it in the reviews. Kingdom Scorponok doesn't stand a chance. We're going to see what the math says tomorrow. Jay. And I'll let you know what Starscream Wife thought as well. Still on the fence about getting him. Hey, Don, do you feel the term mini masterpiece has been overused? I think it's overused, because I think masterpiece is junk. I think it's overpriced junk most of the time. Masterpiece implies perfection. I expect perfection when you call yourself a masterpiece. If it ain't perfect, then it's not a masterpiece. It's a lie. So I don't like it being called that. I don't like the association. I don't think it's a compliment to call something that. I think, and honestly, I feel like in the War for Cybertron trilogy, it's the first time I've ever experienced QC issues, and I've experienced a ton of them. So I don't think that they're perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Even the ones that are good for me, other people have had huge issues with. Last week, I talked about Trax. My Trax is great. Like, he's solid, and he doesn't fall, and he tabs in just fine. But apparently, and I scored him well because of it, but apparently he's like in the minority, because a lot of people have a lot of issues with him. I find that sad. The very first War for Cybertron trilogy character I had was the Void Optimus Prime. Took him home, opened him up. Within 20 minutes, I had to return him because he was broken. At a package, there was a misassembly error, and I was like, yeah, this line has a great start. So I don't think that they've been perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Even some of the ones that are great that I really like, I feel like they're fragile. And like, I love Studio Series 86 Jazz. I think it's great. I do feel like he's fragile. So my Reveal the Shield isn't going too far, because guess what? Reveal the Shield Jazz has already proven the test of time that he's going to last. I need to see if this new Jazz will also be able to last through the test of time. We'll see. So that's a good question, Dunn. I don't think it's a good term to use. I don't like it. I don't like the association. And I don't think the lines have been perfect. They've been strong. They've been great. And I'm glad to see things like ankle tilt and whatnot. I don't want to see us lose it. We're starting to see hollowness in forearms again. We're starting to see a loss of wrist rotation again. I feel like we had a huge price increase, and it was a little bit of a golden era. I think now they're starting to skimp out a little bit again, but I don't think the price gouging is done. For example, I've recently heard, and a lot of people know this article, I recently heard that the cost of a shipping container has jumped from $3,200 to $22,000. That's a lot. And when Goldner was pressed on it, he basically said, our concern is making sure that there's enough product out there for everybody. which they failed in the last while, because we all know how hard the Paradron medics have been. We all know the disaster that was the Coneheads. So I think that's been a challenge for them. But like, again, he basically didn't address the fact that there's a distribution problem. He didn't say that they're going to be looking at other strategies for cost-saving measures. He didn't. I don't think he's competent. I have to be honest. I don't think Brian Goldner is competent at running a business. The only solution he has is to raise prices. And in Canada, stuff's not selling the same, man. It's not selling the same because they're well past their ceiling. Well past their ceiling. And that's a scary thought. They need other strategies. You need dynamic, creative thinkers coming up with dynamic, creative ways that still respect consumers and keep them loyal. And that means you're going to have to look internally. And as much as I hate to say it, you're going to have to make some hard decisions internally. That doesn't mean cutting jobs, but it might mean wage freezes. It might mean some benefits being cut. It might mean less company vehicles, less expense accounts. You're going to have to look at, ways to cut things internally. It's not fun. Nobody likes when you have to do that, but sometimes that's what you got to do if you want to stay viable. That was a great question, Don. I went a lot deeper there than I expected to, but that was a really great, well thought question. Good one, man. Our buddy Burgundy Ghost. I heard a lot of problems with tracks. A lot of people say that. Mine's great though. Canceled my pre-order. I mean, that's Starscream wipe off to the side. I wouldn't cancel your pre-order. Just know that it might vary. I love my tracks. I think he's great. I really do. But I understand why people wouldn't if they encounter the QC issues. I guess I was lucky. I got mine from Jay Holla. And I'm really, really thankful with how it turned out. But I get your fear and your trepidation. And honestly, Burgundy Ghost, the fact that you canceled your pre-order says that there's a problem and an issue with your QC. If you have consumers who are canceling orders because they're concerned about your quality of product, that's not good for business either, man. Let's see. I tried Larkin's tracks fix, but I'm afraid to break it. I can see that. The plastic is kind of thin. You would have to be delicate with pushing that pin. You would have to be really delicate with pushing that pin. I would be nervous about doing it. I don't think I want to tempt fate twice. I'm not sure I'm going to get the road rage. I don't really know the character that well. I don't have a cross cut for her to be the bodyguard to. If I got her and had the QC issues, I'd be like, I get it now. I get it. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Caldillo. Hey, Bumblebee 85. Haven't seen you in a while, buddy. I'm new to Studio Series. Studio Series Jazz is fine. But I'm glad I heard the reports so I could be gentle with him. Yeah. And that's the thing. Let's see. CMD store had them up for pre-order. Yeah, but they're a bunch of scumbags who built their business on scamming all of Canada, so I wouldn't use them. And I publicly say that because I'm fine with saying it. They've been scamming people. They've been scamming Canada since 2016. I don't trust the guy. Like, that's the thing. I don't do business with people I don't trust. The Conehead saga has been a stain on the collection for a lot of people. I seen the Arc at EB Games 2 days ago. There you go. I was wondering, somebody asked me today if I've heard anything about the Arc, and I'm like, haven't heard a word. Nothing. Interesting that you saw it at EB Games. Core Starscream is better than Masterpiece Starscream. Wouldn't know. Don't have either. Don't want either. Just scored my Coneheads, but had to pay 100 USD. It was so rough. I'm very lucky. Very lucky. I got my Coneheads from Masterfire. He was absolute gent. Masterfire, if you're still here, trust me when I say this. I'm thankful to you every single day for that. And that's the honest to God's truth. My pre-order got canceled after I had them. I was going to keep my pre-order with Amazon to help another collector. I was still going to get the pre-order and like help somebody else. And Amazon canceled it, and then they canceled everybody's. So it's been rough. It's been rough. And for Hasbro to really not acknowledge it or to say that they didn't know there was a problem, like, that's an insult to a lot of fans, like thousands of fans. That's an insult. Hey, Shansi. Rekgar is tops of the... Rekgar is fantastic. I told you that, Jay. I love the guy. CMD's store scams, folks. Yeah, and it's interesting because it seems like he's now trying to be legit, though I have heard he's starting to overcharge for shipping. I don't know. But I can tell you that from at least 2016, there have been issues in Canada with that seller. Starting on Walmart.ca, which allows third-party sellers, and Amazon, which allows third-party sellers. And I get it, like they take a cut and all this, but people would be like, oh, such and such is up for a pre-order. I'm going to pre-order it. And like in moments, it's pre-sold out. And then amazingly, about an hour later, you happen to see CMD store who would put it up for double the price. Who bought up all the pre-orders? I'm just saying. And that's where it was coming from. And everybody, once it got to the point where a lot of people just wouldn't bother to try and pre-order anything because you weren't going to get it because CMD store was going to scoop it up. And everybody knew it. It wasn't a secret. Everybody knew it. I saw Rekgar at Walmart. Sound Blaster Studios, Stop Motion More, says that he saw, last time he saw Rekgar at Walmart, and for 100 subs, he might do a giveaway. I don't know. You know what? If you're going to do a giveaway, man, that's a good one to give away. I'm just saying, by the way, man, we're inching ever closer. We're about 150 subs away from the 5 for 5K giveaway where I'm going to give away 5 things to 5 people. It's simple as that. And they're going to come from throughout the War for Cybertron trilogy, like from Siege, something from Earthrise, something from Kingdom. Like it'll be 5 items that came from the War for Cybertron trilogy. And I'll try and do it for kind of all the size classes. So somebody will win something that's a core, say somebody will win a deluxe, somebody else will win a deluxe, probably a Voyager in there somewhere, a later class, something like that, right? But we're inching closer to it. Let's see. My Rekgar is on pre-order. Enjoy it when you get it, man. Let's see. I've never had an issue with CMD store. The Arc was my second purchase. If you haven't, you haven't. I'm just saying how they are, and I don't do business with people I don't trust, and I don't trust the guy. I got Slug from Entertainment Earth, Rekgar from BBTS. CMD store has a facility in New York State and was charging me almost $20 for shipping. Yeah, because he's pocketing it because he's a scam artist. I don't know what you want me to say, man. I had the Arc in 4 days. But you have a $20 shipping, man. I don't know. Don't trust who? Don't trust CMD store. I don't trust the guy that runs it. Maybe one day. Maybe one day I will. But right now, the guy had, like, let's say he's trying to be like all legit and above board and everything now. He's been doing that for maybe a year. As far as I'm concerned, you got 5 years of burning me as a consumer. So give me 5 years of being a legitimate business. Maybe then we'll see. I also found Skylinks for 55 Canadian at Marshall's Winners. I saw that duo, actually. I saw that posted somewhere. I was like, man, that's a sweet price for that Skylink. So I hope you scooped it up. I don't have the Arc. I don't even know if I'm getting the Arc. We'll see. Let's see. I said to be at Target. We're going to get through this. Alien Attack showed their MP scale last night. Cogman. Now, these are super early renders, but he looks super clean. The Headmaster unit looks articulated and great. The car mode looks wonderful. The combined bot mode looks tremendous. I'm all about it, man. All about it. Premium collectibles, G1 Grimlock statue. Looks great. It's not the big one. This is, I think, a simplified one. Very IDW Grimlock-ish to me, but it looks tremendous if you're into statues. We got that page of news done. So we'll go back over here. I also mentioned that about T-Formers doing a Beast Wars month, so we had that out of the way. We saw an image, supposedly, of Slammer. And some people have been really disappointed in it. He's obviously a weaponizer. I think everybody knew that. I feel like his lower legs and his arms are very inspired by, and probably slight remolds of, I'm going to say the legs, actually, is probably Ironworks. The arms and the chest feel more airwave-ish to me. I'm okay with it. I don't mind the Slammer. I look forward to seeing more. Him as a tank, I look forward to seeing how they pull that off. A lot of people say that this is a reuse of Brunt, but I don't really see a lot of Brunt in there. I look forward to seeing him as a tower. I want to get him because my Metroplex is always a work in progress. I can understand if you don't like the weaponizers why you're not going to like Slammer. I have liked every one of the weaponizers. Did you see that crazy Megatron in the fan modes thing at the end, like the finale? Like, he was wild. I love the weaponizer, so I'm in for it. Transformers Rise, the video game. I talked last week about it being in trouble because a lot of the people had like done an exodus, including management. Word is now that that game has actually been canceled and probably gone the way of Silent Hills, the PT trailer, Allison Road, those sort of canceled games. It's a shame. We saw images of Kingdom Puffer, which is basically the European variant of pipes. A lot of white. I guess it's okay. I guess it's neat. I don't know. I don't know if I need it. I don't really have a connection to it. It's kind of like that Select G2 Galvatron. I'm not getting it because I don't have a collection to it or connection to it. I don't have a collection to it either, but I don't have a connection to it. We saw a test shot of the apparent masterpiece Cliff Jumper. This one was painted red. Still was a little bit mistransformed. A lot of clear plastic. If you don't like clear plastic, I don't think this is Masterpiece Cliff Jumper is going to be the Cliff Jumper for you. I mean, a lot of clear plastic. I don't know if the MP45 Bumblebee had so much clear plastic. I don't know if it's so much clear plastic because all this is test shots and we're just seeing. But so far with the green one we saw and now this red painted one, a lot of clear plastic. I don't know. And I don't know how much that bee cost, but I got to believe that. Well, I've never had an issue with clear plastic. I know a lot of people have, and I don't think a lot of people are going to want to make that kind of financial investment if there's a risk that it's going to break or shatter or whatever because it's clear plastic. That's just me. What do I know? We also saw images of the reformatting Galvatron. I assume that this will probably be a long time ago. It was reported. I reported this like Galvatron Unicron pack. I assume that this is it. Him being reformatted. He comes with all the accessories that we know, a ton of like mini little figurines, as well as like a couple of ships. I think the Nemesis might be one of the ships. I think there's a Quintesson ship there. I mean, I'm not buying a reformatting Galvatron just to get those little items, but I'd like to have the little items. But I don't know. I feel like that is going to be like a PulseCon exclusive or something. Like that's what my gut is saying. I don't know how it will be released, but my gut is saying PulseCon exclusive in October. I guess we'll see. Does it look cool? Yes. Do I need it? No. Do you need it? Maybe. Depends on how badly you want a reformatting Galvatron, I guess. Fans Hobby showed off their Hosehead cab. Looks great. I done a custom from the Generations Inferno, but it's a little imperfect. This one looks tremendous. There's no doubt about it. I've heard that the Minerva feels a little and I've heard that the Nightbeat is better. How will the Hosehead be? I don't know. I like what Fans Hobby does. They do different things. They stay in their lane. I like their designs. I guess it will boil down to the materials and what the materials are like. They also showed off their Armada Megatron, who I think looks tremendous. I'm not a Unicron Trilogy guy, but I did say a long time ago that their Armada Optimus Prime, if you're going to go for an Armada Optimus Prime, don't go back and get the original because it's hot garbage. Get the Fans Hobby one. Do yourself a favor and get the Fans Hobby one. And if you're going to do that, you might as well get the Megatron. If you are a Unicron Trilogy fan, I think you owe it to yourself to get those two faction leaders because I think they're both looking in terms of design, in terms of look, and in terms of articulation, tremendously well done. Really, really impressed. What else do we have here? September 24th, there is a theater in Ontario. I can't remember which one it is that will be showing as part of the 35th anniversary celebration of Transformers the movie. We'll be showing a showing of it. If you're in Canada and you're in Ontario, check cybertron.ca. It said which theater it was there. I can't remember what it was. I feel like it starts with a Z, but I really don't know much about it. But that will be September the 24th, later this month. Let's see. Rise of the Beasts is doing some filming. With 2 actors, 120 people. The filming will take place in Cuzco. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably not saying that right. At the Sacred Valley of the Incas and Machu Picchu. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of actors there, but a big crew. I assume that there will be a lot of robots involved in those scenes. Probably around the climax would be my guess. I'm going to check in with you guys, and then we're going to talk about the last piece of news, the big piece of news, Haslab Victory Saber. Let me go up and see what you guys have here. OnlyFans Toys makes the MP figures because that's what the internet tells me. Also, R.I.P. Daphne. I have no idea what you're talking about. But Fans Toys, I mean, their MP is their bread and butter. I don't know what the R.I.P. Daphne is. You're gonna have to tell me, Razor Bear. I don't know what that is, buddy. But thank you for being a super chat super fan. I greatly appreciate it. More than you'll ever know, my friend. More than you'll ever know. My arc is staying in shuttle mode. I think a lot of people are going to keep their arc in shuttle mode. Hey, Sovereign. One of the items that we have in our unboxing actually came from our buddy Sovereign Knight. I still do not have the arc. I have no idea where to put it. I think a lot of people got that problem. You know, Titan got to run out at some point because people only got so much space. That's the other thing, right? As we go down here, and I know that I'm going to be missing some stuff. Arc is slow to come out. It is. Usually by now we kind of have the Titans, I thought. Waiting on EB Arc myself. Airraiser was almost $40 US. Whew. Had an offer for a Bumblebee accessory, but I need to pay a debt. Someone helped me from a previous order. That happens, man. Okay, for an MP that's small and even having the ability to turn into the head from what Bolt Matrix said, that's impressive. Nate says, just got a shipment notice for Deformation Space Crimson Wings. Oh, the MP Starscream. Interesting. Not an MP guy, but I love Screamer. That's fair, man. I mean, some people are character collectors, you know? Like, that's a thing, right? Oh, don't work too hard, Demon. Don't work too hard, buddy. And Airwave repainted Slimer is weird. I agree. I'm not sure how the tank part will work out. But we'll see. I kind of did a tankish mode with Hot House. So, I mean, if you want to go back and look at the Hot House review, you can see what I did there as a bit of a tank mode. Maybe it'll be something akin to that. Hey, Mike. As we go down here. And I know I'm missing some stuff. I apologize, guys. I think he's an all new mold. He is staying in tank or tower modes anyway. I don't think he's all new mold. I don't think he's all new mold. If he is an all new mold, then he's using the skeleton and the engineering of the earlier ones. Let's put it that way. But I don't think he's an all new mold. I think it's a new head. I guess we'll see. We'll see when time comes. I want more weaponizers. Yeah, I'd be cool with that too. Actually, I think Warpath would have been better for a tank, maybe. But like, I kind of want him more as a building. I'm more interested in him being a building than a tank. I have turrets and manacle from Iron Factory. I have a little tank guy. I think I want a building. Hey, Grimlock Gone. Megatron was using the weaponizers to show his dominance. Was he ever using the weaponizers to show his dominance? Pipes I want. Puffer, I don't think I care about. Pipes and blue streak. The blue streak. Yeah, if you want a blue streak, it looks all right, I guess. I might get that. Let's see. Make the worst Transformer that... What? Make the worst Transformers figure that's purple in 3 seconds? I don't know. Maybe one of the little Micromaster lads. Roller Force. Was he the purple one? He's not that great. Cliff Jumper out of clear plastic and a few others. PTSD. I unshamelessly got the perfect finish Siege Starscream. Oh, interesting. Are you happy with the look of it though? Love the heck out of the mold. Yeah, I love that mold too. Interesting. I'd be interested to know what you think about it. I got never got the CW pipes. The CW pipes wasn't great. I mean, I got it. I customized it, but it's. I was never really happy with it per se. I want the thing that holds the arc upright. Oh, I think that's from. I'm not sure if it's Shockwave Labs or DNA Design. One of it, but I know what you're talking about. The Phantom Megs is symmetrically what? Is symmetrical, inaccurate. You know what? It looks tremendous. It's better than the original. Don't get it if you don't want to, but I don't think you're going to get a better one. Now, that being said, I don't have a dog in that fight. Do what you want, because I don't like Unicron Trilogy. I'm not getting it anyway. But I do think that that's the way to go. If I was Unicron Trilogy guy, that's the way I would go. Pretty sure it's to announce that next year's line, we are only going to get SS and baby stuff for the rest of the year. Probably. Okay, so Haslab Victory Saber. Let's do this kind of quick because we have to do our second trivia and then the unboxing and then get out of here. So Haslab Victory Saber. I said when it was first announced that I do not like crowdfunding a multi-million-dollar company. And I don't. I think it's bad business. I think it's a bad decision. You're a multi-million-dollar company. You're not a third-party company. You're not a little guy. You're the biggest fish in the water. You should have confidence in your products. It's really as simple as that. I think that we all know that I think that the Unicron was overpriced. I don't think it was particularly impressive. It was a lot I didn't like about it. And I had guessed that this was going to be Star Saber and that it was going to be probably $399 US. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was going to be that ludicrous. And I said, at that price, I would be inclined to go and get some third-party option. Third-party options are also quite expensive. Then we got the announcement. I was gone camping. I didn't even see anything about it till like Monday. But I heard people talking about it, and I even started to kind of attack things and be like, yeah, it's Victory Saber. Wow, it should have just come out. What, me, being grumpy old man, right? Then I saw the price, $179 US. And I was like, for a Star Saber, that's still a bit pricey, I got to say. But then they said it was Victory Saber. And I'm like, So does that mean we're going to get Victory Leo too? And indeed, we're going to get Victory Leo. So, of course, we have the Brain of Courage. We have Star Saber. Actually, we have the Brain of Courage. We have Saber. We have Star Saber. We have Victory Leo. I'm like, you know what? Cool. Now, word is that's basically 2 commander classes, though the measurements seem a little smaller than commander class to me. They seem to go more with old time Voyager, which for me is, bear with me, for me, that's okay. The price is still high. Now, here's where things get interesting. We're watching the numbers rise, and there's actually a lot of time. It's not a small window. It's a lot of time. And some people said, it's not the same window they gave Unicron. Actually, it's much bigger than the window they gave Unicron because they kept extending Unicron because he was failing miserably. So they gave a big window this time around. They have also, as you will notice, kind of set things up such that there are pre-orders now in a lot of countries, Germany and Mexico, and of course the UK and Canada and the US. But now you have a lot of nations coming on with pre-orders. Now, some of them through Haslab, some of them through third-party things that are ordering it through Haslab. And we have 3 tiers. The first is like his big blaster thing. I can't remember what it's called. I would like to see the other 2 tiers. So here's my thinking on it. I'm not as opposed to it as I was because I don't think it's as ludicrous or ridiculous as A, the Unicron was, and B, what I thought it was going to be. The fact is we can't now compare it to the other third-party offerings because those are just Star Saber, not Victory Saber. Different. Even if you compare it to the MP has certain articulation limitations, and while I think it's definitely better and in the same sort of price ballpark, again, that's Star Saber, not Victory Saber. I would consider actually buying this if it gets enough that we get at least to see what the other tiers are going to be. I feel like there's not quite enough there yet. Let me see what the other tiers are going to be. Give me what's in the other 2 tiers. I think we should just be getting them anyway. And yeah, give us all the tiers, man. Do it. Give us all the tiers. If there's enough value in there, then this might actually be reasonable and worth it. but I don't think we're quite there yet. Take that for what you will. Let's check back with you guys, and then we're going to do the other trivia and our unboxing and get out of here, man. My Thrilling 30s B needs front paint as we go down. I'm definitely going to be missing some stuff here. Pretty sure it is to announce the next year's line, blah, blah, blah. We saw that. As much as I dislike Unicron Trilogy, I believe the Unicron Trilogy fans deserve attention as much as G1 fans. Oh, I absolutely agree. And Beast Wars, I absolutely agree. It's not for me, but they've been waiting a long time for their comeuppance. So they absolutely do deserve some love. Absolutely. Same with Animated. Deserves more love. I 100% agree. I echoed your point about the Haslab crowdfunding in the stop motion panel. Listen, I wish I could have been there. I really wish I could have been there, Ultra Marcus. It's funny. Anthony actually asked me, said, hey, we have a space open. Just as we were finishing setting up the tent, I'm like, I'm literally in the middle of nowhere with all my friends. There's no way I can do it. Otherwise, I would have. Do you feel like it would help if Hasbro redubbed and re-released TF Victory? Yes, redub and re-release Headmasters Victory, Master Force, and do Zone properly. You want fiction? Like, they struggle to reinvent the wheel all the time. Don't. Go back, remaster, and redub those, and put those out. People would love it. It's as simple as that. I like the Gen Select Star Saber because the original is clear out of my reach. Yeah, I love the Gen Select Star Saber. I got it. And I got the Super Megatron. I love them. Anybody else feel like it will do well in Japan? Definitely will do well in Japan. That's what I'm waiting for. Give me Land Cross. I could go for a Land Cross. Finally home. The tab issue, unless I missed your take on it, with BWBB Origins. Oh, was also with me as well. Did you solve the issue on your end? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to lie, Ultra Megatrons. I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Probably trends, but the English dub for it is pretty good. Is there an English dub for it? Because I've never found one. Everybody's talked about one. Are you talking about the Star dub? Because I've never been able to find it. Crimson? Hasbro just got 13 million for the crowdfunding Galactus. Yeah. Way more watchable than Headmasters and Master Force English dubs. Interesting. I didn't know. Yeah, Saber is Deluxe. Star Saber, Victory Leo is Voyager. Leader-ish and combined is Commander, supposedly. That's where it is. V-Lock Cannon. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, the V-Lock Cannon. Thank you, Fearsome. 185 out the door for the Arc. Not bad. A little bit pricey, but not bad, I guess. I funded him, didn't get Unicron, but this guy honestly looks really cool. And the product, the only thing I don't like about this guy is the forearms are hollow. I feel like that shouldn't be the case here. And the shoulders on Saber still look to be ball joints. So, like, why? Why are they ball joints? Why isn't that hinge and swivel? I'm just asking for a friend. Just painted my Rodimus trailer. You painted it? Why did you paint your Rodimus trailer? What color did you paint it? The Iron Trans Star Saber is probably the most beautiful looking, but Haslab will be the most playable. Maybe. The Iron Trans is really nice, though. I agree. Really, really super accurate. I'm waiting longer for good 2001 RID. 2001 RID. Yeah, that deserves love too, man. Ooh, yeah, your Arc would come. That's right, Bumblebee 85 has toys. Your Arc would come to about 300 Canadian. I don't think it's worth a Canadian. I think it's worth the US price. I don't think it's worth the Canadian price. You were channeling. I haven't had a chance. I've been so busy this week. I haven't had a chance to watch the panel, but I'm gonna watch it. And I'm so sad I missed it. I'm so sad I missed it. I had a great weekend. If that's any consolation, it was a great time. I was expecting Star Saber would go $299 US. It's a better price than I thought it was going to be. Much better price than I thought it was going to be. As we go down here, and I'm definitely missing stuff. My wife found it and picked it up. Nice. I have a theory. Maybe Legacy could be a cartoon version of Studio Series. Legacy isn't. Legacy is going to lead us through Transmetals and maybe a Scattered Beast machine. It's going to lead us in the Unicron trilogy. Mark my words. I make these predictions, and everyone's like, "That's not going to be the case," until it's right, and then it's right. Just saying. Okay, so let's do the other trivia that I got here. I got 2 trivia tonight, and this one is fitting since we just talked about Victory Saber. Yeah, I gotta get out of here soon. Here's the other one. What year did Victory premiere? Was it A, 1987, B, 1989, C, 1992, or D, 1991? Was it 87, 89, 92, or 91? A, B, C, or D? Runa says B. Put it on the tip. 89. C is 92. To check that. Hey, Super Robot Ed. Planet X, Codemos. Oh, yeah. The Planet X one is a very nice one as well. B. Yeah, you guys got it. It's 89, baby. Okay, so very quickly now, let's do the unboxing. First thing was this envelope, and this envelope came from Sovereign Knight. And what it is actually is part of a filler kit. It's part of Larkin's filler kit for the Origins Bumblebee. It is the arm fillers. It was rough to get these in for me. They do friction in. I don't have the leg fillers. This one just sort of kind of happened. The yellow match is really close. Really nice yellow match. It's a shame that they have to kind of be a parts forming piece to flip in the hands for transformation. But it's the same thing that the Matrix Workshop did for the arm fillers for Jazz. These are a little thicker than Jazz's, and they actually fit in there a bit better. And they have to go specific because one has a little notch on it. So Starscream Wife is probably going to be happy when she sees this. She hasn't seen it yet, but she was really put out by the hollow forearms. So she's probably going to be happy to see that. So that's the first thing. The forearm fillers for this guy from our buddy Sovereign Knight. I thank him so very much for that. I really, really do appreciate it. Then the next thing was an order I had come in from Sir Toys. And the very first thing, and a bunch of people are actually reviewing this now. I'm going to do it as well. And it is the Trans Art Black Agent. It is the Beast Wars Ravage. I was disgusted with the way the Beast Wars Ravage is going to be a PulseCon exclusive thing. And here where I'm to, it's not service. So I went out and I got this instead because I think it's better. Unfortunately, mine doesn't seem to have, like, some of them or all of them come with a little Ravage as his cassette. Mine doesn't seem to have that. I don't know if I'm missing it or if it's supposed to be somewhere and I'm just not noticing it, but mine doesn't seem to have that. Still, pretty impressed. We'll talk about what I think of this guy next week. Next week is also going to be the Worlds Collide pack. Also in that bag, we had another... I have to do like a KO kind of showcase or something soon. This thing came in it. It doesn't seem like it's very good. I don't know what it is, but it came in there. As well as this Optimus. It's in a bag here now. This Optimus, and there's like another one down here that's like a robot, but it doesn't transform. This is going to be a weird thing to look at. I don't know if I can. I just dropped that. I don't know if I can like get it out now. I don't know if you guys will even be able to see it. I don't know if it'll be clear enough, but like just for interest. Oh, maybe I can't get it out. I don't know. Can I get it out? Like, no, this one has the Starscream. Can you? I don't know if you can see that. Like, it's a really metallic-y Starscream in that bag. It's interesting, but like the Optimus. Oh man, the robot on this is rough looking. Like, this is it's obviously movie Optimus, but like this is the horrific robot that's underneath. Like Quackamus Prime, right? That's god awful. I'm not gonna lie. It's so awful, it's beautiful. What? Yeah, Quackamus. Because of that company that's doing the crossover where they do the cosplay ducks. And people came up with Quackamus Prime. Yeah, it's not good. I showed like a Stegosaurus. It was like a Slugfest cassette. Now I have like 3 more. So we'll take a look at those cassettes up and coming at some point. And another little Micromaster. I always like when we get these. These are always neat, little Micromaster lads. Yeah, Starscream Wife is here. She's not in the chat tonight, but she's here. She's kicking around. That looks similar, but not exact to the authentic Dollar Store Starscream. It kind of does look like that authentic Starscream. It's similar, but much smaller. Also in here is... I don't know where you would use these. I have to take it out and show you. Like, I love Surtoys because they got the weirdest things. Like, here is a gigantic headmaster. It, like, I don't know what you would ever put this huge head on. But like it transforms, like it's a headmaster, and I guess the head comes up somehow because it's like that. Oh, there you go. You extend it that way. Like, I don't know what you would ever put this on. It's gigantic. I would love to see the robot that this head goes on. I think this one might be Sentinel, maybe Sentinel Prime, and then this one, because I've got 2 of them. Then this one is I don't know who this would be. If you know who this would be, tell me. I don't know who that horrific lad would be. And then there's this Bumblebee. Like, the car is obviously supposed to be like Camaro Bumblebee. But I don't know. We'll see. It might not be as bad as I'm thinking, to be honest with you. We'll see. We'll see. So obviously the Transart Ravage is the star of that, but there was a lot of interesting, quirky things in there that we'll take a look at. I love Surtoys for those kind of quirky, weird, oddball, off the wall type of things. And we have one more thing that I got this week, and I just happened to sort of luck into it. On Friday before we left, somebody had mentioned that actually Thursday night after I was done here, I think somebody had mentioned it, but it was too late to go and pick it up. So I actually called on Friday before we left and went out of town, and I got the Studio Series Thrust. He who shall become my liege Maximo. Really interesting. I didn't get the Starscream, so this is my first go at this mold. Kind of bonkers. Kind of a bonkers transformation. Very, very interesting. And honestly, the more I size it up, surprisingly little that I need to do to make this into a Liege Maximo, or an acceptable Liege Maximo. A lot of people have, come up with different ideas. I've seen the Siege mold used for a Liege Maximo, and it looks great. It's a viable option that looks great. But again, to me, it looks too much like all of the other Seekers. I don't have the Starscream. I'm not getting any more of this mold. But this looks Seeker enough that for me, it could be a unique representation where, yeah, this is the guy who led to the lineage of all the Seekers that we know. Dig it. It needs a bit of work to become a Liege Maximo, but I think it's going to work out. I think I like this for that. So there you go. We had the Transart Ravage. We had the Studio Series Thrust, who we will look at as Thrust before I end up customizing them. And we had the fillers for the Bumblebee, and we had a bunch of other oddity, weirdo things. Saw the Starscream scan. I've seen the Starscream a couple of times. I just didn't get it. But you know what? I kind of like that mold. Might be worth getting. Not for me, but if you like those Seekers, man, go for it. Don't hold back. Maybe Liege was the first aerial bot Seeker. Well, he was. That's the whole thing. Like, the Liege Maximo is noted as being the like Quintus is the archetype for the Quintessons, right? Nexus is the archetype for the Combiners. Liege Maximo is known to be the archetype for the Seeker lineage, right? Yeah, got to run. You know what? I got to run too. It's been tremendous. We've gone kind of long here. The last couple of shows have been a little shorter. My wife has been very understanding. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I hope going into Labor Day weekend, you have a tremendous and relaxing weekend, man, as we head back into the fall. Tomorrow, we're going to do Scorponok and Scorponok, baby. Don't worry. It won't be as long as it was with Rodimus Prime last week. Next week, you pretty much know what's going to come up next week. The Worlds Collide, the Transart, Ravage, and the Thrust. That'll be next week. Anyway, I appreciate you guys coming by. Give me some of your extremely valuable time, man. I do know how important it is to you. See, I didn't even rant tonight. Or not really. Yeah, not really. I know how important it is to you. If you are in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around, man. Have some fun with us. Don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, man, you right there, you do make a difference. You don't even know how much of a difference you do make. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either right here in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way inside the, as I go down here, videos.